राजभवन ऑडिटोरियम में साइबर एनकाउंटर्स पुस्तक परिचर्चा कार्यक्रम में प्रतिभाग किया। पुस्तक के लेखक पुलिस महानिदेशक अशोक कुमार, सह लेखक ओपी मनोचा के साथ ही अभिनव पांडे और पूजा मारवा के संचालन में वर्तमान परिदृश्य में साइबर अपराधों की बढ़ती चुनौतियों के साथ ही पुस्तक के विभिन्न पहलुओं और वर्तमान में इसकी उपयोगिता के संबंध में चर्चा की। इस दौरान साइबर सुरक्षा से संबंधित लोगों के विभिन्न प्रश्नों के उत्तर भी दिए गए। यह पुस्तक वर्तमान परिदृश्य को देखते हुए बेहद महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर लिखी गई है। इसके द्वारा साइबर अपराध से बचने में पाठकों को मदद मिलेगी। साइबर एनकाउंटर्स पुस्तक साइबर अपराधों की रोकथाम की दिशा में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाएगी। साइबर अपराध वर्तमान समय में हम सब के सामने एक बड़ी चुनौती है और इसमें निरंतर कई लोग साइबर ठगी का शिकार बन रहे हैं। हमें तकनीकी एवं इंटरनेट का इस्तेमाल सजगता के साथ करना चाहिए।
Full hall and active participation. I think this is what has thrilled me. I have really enjoyed this evening because this topic is most relevant to each one of us. Secondly, there's a quest in each one of us how to protect us. On one side, we have 40% of world's digital transaction happening in India. As on just yesterday, Google is going to invest 10 billion, Micron is going to invest 13 billion, and I don't know how many trillions are waiting to be invested in India. And one thing is definite, that digitization, online, and this way of being, living with the artificial intelligence is going to be the way ahead. So we got to be prepared. I'm deeply thankful to DGP and to Dr. Manoja and to Panditji for bringing out these things in a beautiful way, where they've made us participate into where we are living and what are the threats to us. Actually, this book is one of the most timely books I've seen. These are just 12 stories, and it is the tip of the iceberg. I don't know how many 12,000, 12 lakh, or how many 12 would have suffered because of the people who are out to, जो ठगी करना चाहते हैं, fake, false, they want to live in that world. I think we got to be careful because आपने जो डिस्कशन आखिर में जहां पर लाकर खड़ा किया, अंत में आपने कहा कि सिर्फ एक चीज बता दीजिए, एक मंत्र बता दीजिए, एक गुरु मंत्र बता दीजिए. I think each one of us want to know that how to arm ourselves to operate with technology and still not be deceived by the clever world around. I think in the course of discussion which was there, you have given us so many lessons to be learned. Most important was to be aware. I think another very important for us was to learn. Third is the art of questioning yourself. Why? Why me? And I think the most important thing is, एक पुराना कहावत है, जो मछली जल के अंदर में मुंह खोलेगी वही फंसेगी. लालच. You got to ensure that you remain away from covetousness. What doesn't belong to you, it actually doesn't belong to you. In fact, ये जो 12 कहानियां हैं, ये एक्चुअली अगर आप बहुत बारीकी से इस किताब को पढ़ेंगे तो पता लगता है ये मेरी ही कहानी है, क्योंकि मैं ही हर रोज ये गलतियां कर रहा था. We have not shared with anybody that what mistakes we have been doing, but all of us we are doing this mistake again and again. और ये जो कहानी ये उत्तराखंड में लिखी गई है, और मुझे बहुत खुशी है इस बात की कि उत्तराखंडी, हर एक उत्तराखंडी is a very simple human being. He trusts people, but there are people out to exploit your trust. So we got to be more careful. In fact, हमारे तो परिवार में ऐसे भी हैं जिनको पूछो कि मोबाइल के ऊपर ताड़ा पासवर्ड की हैगा and he will say कि मैं दस नहीं सकता, कहते हौली हौली दस दो. Then he will tell him, आस्ते से मोबाइल में मेरा पासवर्ड हैगा PQR1. दस्यो ना किसी नो. We are so innocent, we are out to expose ourselves. In fact, I would say that the game is all about trust. If somebody is out to breach our trust, then we got to ensure that we have the appropriate defense mechanism to ensure that our trust is not breached. Secondly, I would say it requires discipline, self-discipline. Basics and the fundamentals cannot be flouted. I think this is the main aspect of it. Biggest problem in life is when you are getting trapped. I think that is the biggest challenge to each one of us. And the biggest moment is when you know you are being trapped, but you don't know how to come out of that trap. This problem was with Abhimanyu also. He went in, he didn't know how to come out of it. This problem, this Abhimanyu problem is with all of us. But I am definite about it. जितना भी हमने आज बात किया, कहीं आखिर में ऐसा लग रहा था कि हमको बेबस होने की जरूरत नहीं है. I think solution is there. Solution is there with the system. मैंने सबसे पहले जब मैं डीजीपी साहब को मिला था एज ए गवर्नर, मेरी एक हैबिट है, मैं कोई भी चीज़ जब करता हूँ तो ऐसा लगता है कि शिव जी के त्रिशूल की मदद लेकर करनी चाहिए. क्योंकि जब मैं when I was a lieutenant colonel, I was doing a course and my instructor said, whenever any question is asked to you, just answer 3 points or have 3 questions. So first thing I told the DGP when we met, when he officially called on to me in the office, I said 3 things. Modernization of police, cyber challenges of the society, solution, and third is training ourselves. Then with this 3 points, I went to National Police Academy in Hyderabad. I again discussed this, how can you help the Uttarakhand police in these 3 things? And I must share with you, जब मैं माननीय गृह मंत्री जी के पास में गया था, तो फिर भी मैंने वहाँ पर भी इसी त्रिशूल को बताया था कि हमारा सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होने वाला है साइबर सिक्योरिटी, साइबर क्राइम and our capability to combat this. And I'm very happy that DGP साहब ने इस चैलेंज को इतना सुंदर तरीके से इस किताब के रूप में डाला है. And I would like to thank you, Dr. Manocha, that आपने इतना सुंदरता से लिखा है. जब आप इस किताब को पढ़ते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि सचमुच मैं कह रहा हूँ, ऐसा लगता है कि मेरी ही कहानी है, मैं ही ऐसे कर सकता था. और एक और बहुत प्यारी बात है, जब आप इस किताब के चैप्टर्स पढ़ेंगे तो उसके जो शीर्षक दिए गए हैं वो बड़े सुंदर हैं. विष कन्या, लॉटरी जो मेरी नहीं थी, तो ऐसा लग रहा है इससे बड़ा फर्स्ट क्लास कहानी होने वाली है इसके बाद में. और आई एम सो हैप्पी दैट द लेजेंड दैट वी नो ऑफ Amitabh Bachchan ji, he's written the foreword for this. You can imagine that person who is so high in our social legendary scope. He's the one who took out time to tell everybody, look, this is an important aspect. Let's be careful about it. Let's not make a bloody fool of ourselves in front of this, that half clever people. In fact, ये जो 2 नाम पांडे जी ने बहुत सुंदर तरीके से बताए, जो आपने कहा कि जमतारा के और मेवाड़ के जो लोग हैं, they are not even they're the crop of opportunity. मैं आपके साथ एक साझा करना चाहता हूँ. I have never shared this point. I was a brigadier in charge administration in Mao. This was 2006. So one day I was also in charge for the discipline of all the young officers who come to Mao. So I thought I found few vehicles which are loitering around outside the academy. I went to the laptop, I went to internet, and I put a very simple question. You know, I said, girls required for young officers, mom. ये मैंने 4 वर्ड डाल दिए. उसके बाद में ऐसा हुआ जैसे कोई एटम बॉम्ब फट गया हो. न जाने कौन कौन मेरे लैपटॉप के ऊपर में, सर दिस इज अवेलेबल, सर दैट इज अवेलेबल, दिस इज अवेलेबल. आई एम टेलिंग यू, इट इज लाइक ए bombardment. I felt like a Hiroshima type of effect there and all. Then within 1 hour I called our in charge for the computer. I said, मैंने ये किया था, अभी इसका पूरा बेस खराब, मतलब पूरा तोड़ो. You know, this crime world, this cyber world, this black world, this dark world, they are out to capture those people who will exhibit any weakness anywhere. You just get into a porn site and after that you'll be booked for life out there. जो गंदी मछली मुंह खोलेगी वो पक्का पकड़ी जाएगी. Have that self discipline in yourself. और मेरे को तो ऐसे डर लगता है जो अनजाने में मुंह खोलते हैं. एक तो ऐसी मछली जो कुछ खाना चाहती है, जिसकी इंटेंशन ठीक नहीं है, लालच वाली मछली है, वो तो ठीक है, वो तो फंसेगी. लेकिन एक नाजुक सी मछली, आउट ऑफ इग्नोरेंस, आउट ऑफ लैक ऑफ नॉलेज, वो बहुत डर लगता है. मेरे को बहुत खुशी है कि आपने ये पुस्तक, मैं तो आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा जितने यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, इफ यू रियली लव द पीपल अराउंड योरसेल्फ, इफ यू लव, यू हैव फ्रेंड्स, प्लीज प्रोपोगेट दिस बुक. इसका प्रचार प्रसार कीजिए ताकि we arm people to be careful in the cyber world. Secondly, एक कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है when we have discussions like this, कभी-कभी लगता है कि थोड़ा डर लगता है. नई टेक्नोलॉजी है, will it fool me or will I benefit out of it? I think the game is all about self-confidence, how you're going to use the technology. So I would say, if you are knowledgeable, if you are skillful, if you are positive, creative, dynamic, you don't have to be scared. There's solution to all problems. But I think it is important for each one of us to be aware, alert. That is very important. One thing is definite, in the coming times, you cannot stay away from digitization, artificial intelligence. And actually, in the world where we are walking in, social media, mass media, whole plethora of CCTV cameras, everyone armed with a mobile, with the best of cameras. The lesson is, everyone is naked in this digital world. So be cautious of what you truly are. I think only secret remains what is between 2 ears. After some time, even this secrecy will go off because people will be able to read your space between the 2 ears by what you do. Very beautiful thing that you have told. You have actually acquainted us with only the tip of the iceberg. There are many challenges in front of us. In fact, I would say that, like what so beautifully you said, they have not talked about our infrastructure. They have not talked about our critical infrastructure. They have not talked about our systems. There are enemies. There are networks. In fact, the China, Pakistan, and many centers in the Europe have been very active on this cyber warfare. We recently been exposed to COVID, and biological war perspective has been a question mark. Similar, we'll have cyber warfare to combat it. But most important is, as a nation, as technicians, as technology-based nation, we have to prepare systems so that we have our cyber defense, our cyber protection, cyber security. So I think it is important as a nation to work on cyber security, cyber defense, cyber consciousness. I'm so happy that you brought up this point. I think right from school, we got to get on to education, skills. There was a question you talked about the hacking. Very softly they say ethical hacking. But what about unethical hacking? In fact, we got to be careful. Therefore, I think the challenge in the coming time is the competition of artificial intelligence. I think the competition today in the world is actually fighting, combat other things with China and other countries not as important as the competition in artificial intelligence. If you have observed a beautiful visit of Manya Pradhan Mantri ji to America last 3 days, I think the whole space of what we talked about was all about technology and artificial intelligence. So this book, in a very innocent, beautiful way, and I would like to thank two of you, on behalf of everyone, that despite busy times, despite being the DGP of the Uttarakhand police, you've taken out time to write on this subject because you wanted to share. You wanted that everyone should be on their guard as far as the cyber is concerned. I personally, my appreciation, my thanks and gratitude to three of you to have brought this topic into our consciousness so that subconsciously also we are careful of the cyber challenge. Because now, as we go further, digitization, crypto, blue economy, also crypto economy, all this is going to be a reality, and you have warned us so beautifully. COVID has taught us how to be online, but then the threats like this also make us cautious how to be perfectly online. In fact, we used to earlier say data is the king, but I would like to go a step further and say data is the emperor, and the data must be protected like an emperor. I think that is what is important. मैं तहे दिल से आपको हम सब की तरफ से, पूरे परिवार की तरफ से धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने इतने सुंदर टॉपिक के ऊपर में एक पुस्तक लिखी, उसका विमोचन किया, आपस में डिस्कशन किया. एंड पूजा जी, माय कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स टू यू. आपने यू मेड द टॉपिक सो लाइट. ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे हम परिवार में बैठ के सिर्फ चाय पकौड़े की कमी थी, ऐसा लग रहा था आपस में ही बात कर रहे हैं. See, one thing is definite. It's a fight between India move to the super status, and for that, importance for us to get into digitization, technology, online, digital transaction, all this evolution of artificial intelligence. On other side is the threats of the fraudsters, fake, false personalities. Even some of the nations are entering into this. You are aware about the cyber attacks by China, Pakistan, and some other sources. So I think not only that in our personal conduct we are careful about the cyber discipline, but we got to be also ensuring that whatever official or whatever functional job that we are doing, we also are careful about the cyber discipline, cyber fundamentals, and cyber, I think the culture which you got to adopt. I'm happy that police has taken responsibility to handle cyber crimes. I'm very happy that we have clearly in the IPC category what are the articles which are there. We have also gone for the IT, and very beautifully Mr. Pandey said, he said, कि इस सब के लिए we got to have the appropriate law, policies and its enforcement. It cannot happen that those people with the malintentions have their way. Law and order and the enforcement agencies and the nation has got to have the way. As a soldier, I always feel it's a warfare. It's a warfare between ठीक नियत वाले और जिनकी नियत ठीक नहीं है. And for that, we got to arm ourselves with the knowledge. सबसे अच्छी बात मुझे ये लगी कि ये जितना भी इस पुस्तक में लिखा गया है वो रियलिटी है, हम सबके सामने में घटी है और हम सब के लिए चैलेंज भी है. I remember one day we were as a family having a cup of tea, and suddenly my son, who is in Merchant Navy, he said, somebody is taking out money from my account, and suddenly 10,000 went. I think important was not to panic, but report to the right people. We reported to the right people, because if you become part of, अगर आप डर गए, तो शोले पिक्चर में कहा था कि जो डर गया समझो मर गया. There is always a solution. मुझे एक वर्ड पूरी डिस्कशन में लगा कहीं पर पूरे माहौल में कि ऐसा लग रहा था, क्योंकि पूजा जी एक परिवार के उस अंग की तरह सवाल कर रही थी, कहीं लग रहा था कि हम बेबस तो नहीं हैं. आई होप, मेरे को ऐसा लगा उनके सवाल से कि कहीं हम ऐसा तो नहीं लग रहा है कि हम फंस गए. नो, वी विल हैव द सॉल्यूशन टू व्हाटएवर द प्रॉब्लम विल कम. देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट. वेदर इट्स आवर policing or the law or the way our systems are upgraded, nobody will be able to outbeat us on this aspect. The liberty, in fact, आज सबसे ज़्यादा मुसीबत तब होती है जब अपना इंटरनेट की स्पीड ठीक नहीं होती है, जहाँ कवरेज नहीं होती है. ऐसे लगता है बुखार आ गया. जब आपका मोबाइल टावर कैच नहीं करता है, you feel uncomfortable. I think we cannot remain uncomfortable hereafter. I think that is what the reality is. And I would say that ये जो आपने हमको सोच, विचार और धारणा आज दी है आपके पुस्तक के द्वारा, दिस विल आर्म अस. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि हमारे परिवार के सब सम्मानित सदस्य यहाँ आए हैं. अपने माननीय रणधीर जी आए हैं. आई एम सो हैप्पी दैट यू टेकन आउट टाइम ऑन सच ए इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. आई एम सो हैप्पी हमारे गढ़वाल पोस्ट के शर्मा जी आए हैं. एंड मुझे अब पक्का इसका यकीन है कि आपसे और आपके जितने भी मीडिया के फ्रेंड्स हैं, दे विल डू अ फेवर टू दिस फैमिली, दे विल डू अ फेवर टू दिस थॉट दैट इस चीज़ का प्रसार प्रचार करना बहुत आवश्यक है. एंड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट सिंस द बुक इज रिटन बाय द DGP himself and like a dutiful soldier, the entire policeman will know what is the importance of this. I'm so happy General Khatri is here, and Army is absolutely up and about on this topic. I must share with you, as a corps commander and having done 4 tenures in Kashmir, for me the toughest priority was how to dominate the cyberspace. How to dominate the cyberspace and the cognitive domain. I think the way we are befriending our digitization, our AI, I think this is the, I must end with last sentence to say, if you've been keeping a अगर आपने अपनी नज़र माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के अमेरिका के टूर के ऊपर में रखी है, तो उन्होंने कहा AI इज द फ्यूचर, और ये कुछ शक हो रहा था ना कि AI में प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ेंगी, तो यू मस्ट नो वी आर or we have already walked into AI as the future, and we got to be the dominating partner in that game. I think that is a challenge. आपने कभी एक चीज देखी है कि ब्रेन के स्पेलिंग हैं BR, उसके बाद में AI आता है। आपने देखा है कि जय हिंद में J के बाद में AI आता है। आपने देखा है कि अगर जिंदगी में कुछ गेन करना है तो G के बाद में AI आता है। अगर आपने जिंदगी में पेन से, दर्द से बचना है तो P के बाद में AI आता है। फिर इसलिए आई एम ऑफ दिस व्यू, लेट्स टुगेदर take a sankalp that we'll be the leaders in AI in the coming times. Thank you.